Hey everyone, it's Pearlescent Toys, back in today's video with another Marvel Legends action figure review, and today we are looking at Peter Parker from the second Across the Spiderverse wave. The figure that we should have gotten years ago, but that's neither here or there. Here's a look at the back of the box. No bio, but you do get like some promo images of all the other figures in the wave. Alright, but without further ado, let's get into the review. Here is Spider-Man out of the packaging. Oh man. Yeah, I have him far away because I kind of want to show off my tattoo. Look how cool it is. Okay, I'll bring him closer, guys. Sorry. I'm a huge Peter Parker fan, so this is probably my most anticipated figure from the wave. Even over Miles G. Morales and Spider-Man India. I don't know. I've been looking forward to this figure for such a long time, ever since it was announced. It's already let me down in one aspect already. The web lines aren't painted in. That issue is such an extremely easy fix. I am no customizer by any means, but I have several Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures in the collection where I've painted in the lines. Take the mascot for my channel, Spider-Ham. This figure came without the web lines painted in. I did all of that. But even without those web lines, the sculpt is just so strong here. You can see the curve for the toes at the end. I love that little detail. You can see sort of a small sole surrounding the bottom of the foot, which I honestly think is a very realistic take on Spider-Man. Like, have you ever tried to wear a Spider-Man costume in public without shoes on? It's horrible. Now, moving up the leg, and unfortunately, unlike Miles Morales from this very same wave, he doesn't have any texturing on the legs. I think it would have added to the consistency if it did have that same texturing. As you know, Miles borrows the suit from this Peter Parker. But I digress. I think the musculature here is not so prevalent. You know, it's not super strong, but you can see some muscle underneath there. I think it's perfect for Peter Parker, who's in his mid-20s. Ooh, yeah, look at the angles. We get up to this torso, and I am loving this lower ab crunch, the cut, because dude, the detail they packed in, that little edge right there that's usually at the bottom, you can line it up perfectly with the belt going all the way around. But even back here, yeah, you could just see the web lines just line up. Very great detail. Don't know if that's shadowing. It could just be my lighting. The blue plastic underneath is kind of poking through. The front is really well done, very crisp. You can't really see that much blue poking through. There are some spots where it is, but for the most part, it's just all red. Matches with the molded red plastic of the figure. Loving the sculpted pattern of those web lines, how it gets smaller going up. And the spider logo right there looks very strong. It's big enough for you to notice, but it doesn't take away too much attention from the rest of the figure. I'll say the same about the logo on the back as well. Just looks lovely. And going down the arms, again, love the web pattern. And that's even on the elbow joint right there. The hands too. Now let's move on to the accessories. First up, this masked head sculpt, very accurate to the movie. He also comes with this amazing head sculpt, the Chris Pine Peter Parker head. I am just infatuated with that hair. It has a lot of shadowing in those crevices, as you can see, and the flowiness of it too. Loving those blue eyes and the eyebrows, the wrinkle up here. Yeah, a pretty good head sculpt. He also comes with 2 fisted hands and 2 web flipping hands. Going over articulation, the head is able to move up this much. He's able to look down that much. There is a pretty good amount of pivot right there and some side-to-side movement. His arm is able to move up this much. He has rotation at the shoulder, an upper bicep swivel, a double-jointed elbow that's able to bend in this much. He also has your standard wrist hinge, allowing his hand to move up, down, and all the way around. With a combination of that mid-diaphragm joint and lower ab crunch, he's able to bend this far back and this far forward. And at that diaphragm, he does have pivot and side-to-side movement. He has drop down at the hips, allowing for some better posing. He's able to kick this far up, this far to the side, and a little tiny bit back. Upper thigh swivel, a double jointed knee that's able to bend back that much. He has upper calf rotation, and his foot is able to move this far down, this far up, and he of course has some. Before we move on to the size comparisons, I did want to pit this brand new Peter Parker up against Peter B. Parker. This came out in the Stiltman Build-A-Figure wave that released all the way back in, I want to say 2020 or 2019. I did want to see how the alternate heads would look like on this body. Oh yeah. I like this. One thing that is missing is his ginormous belly. He's sucking it in. This looks phenomenal, actually. Wow, I really love this. And this is how he looks like with the mask pulled up halfway. And again, it looks amazing on here and it fits in like a glove. Now moving on to the size comparisons, here is Peter Parker next to the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Punk. The SH Figure Arts Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy, Cyborg Spider-Woman and Spider-Man Noir, Spider-Gwen and Peter B. Parker, Miles Morales and Miles Morales, both from Into the Spider-Verse. And finally, here we have the 2 other figures from this wave that I have so far. We have Spider-Man 2099 and Miles Morales, Deadpool and Hydra Bob, Darwin and Morbius, and finally, Jeff the Landshark and Spider-Ham. Alright, time for my final rating and my overall thoughts. I think I'm going to give Peter Parker here a final rating of 8 out of 10. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He really isn't going to burn the house down in terms of just how good he is posing wise or with accessories, even the paint apps. Everything about this figure is very run of the mill. While it does sting a little that it's taken this long to get a proper Peter Parker from Into the Spider-Verse, I will say the wait was kinda worth it. I think the figure would have greatly benefited with a butterfly shoulder joint. I think that would have just pushed this figure above and beyond. Those web lines being painted in would have been a chef's kiss. But as it stands, it's a pretty solid Peter Parker figure and one that I'm glad to have for the display. So yeah, 8 out of 10. But yeah, that'll do for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please comment down below what you guys thought of the figure. I would love to see your guys' opinions. And while you're at it, like and subscribe and share with a friend. Anything you came to support the channel will be greatly appreciated. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And here we have, today we're looking at He kind of looks like Neville Longbottom